my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel. I have a Clique Kits layout for you today, and this is a TN spread. This is a picture of Rainier cherries. I went to the farmer's market at the beginning of the month and I got some really fun, colorful photos, and I thought that this would go really well with this kit. So here is a fun layout, and I'm going to be using both the main sweet tea kit, I think it's sweet tea, right? And then the junior kit too. I am not using any mixed media on here. I know, sad. What is going on with you, Hannah? I've done a few layouts lately where I haven't had as much mixed media, but I promise I've been playing with media. I just don't have all of them done. I actually did pull out the color kit and have put some stuff in an art journal. I just don't have it all done. So maybe as July is going through, I'll finish that and share that with you guys. So I'm still in a bit of denial that this is the last Clique kit. I'm not going to lie, guys. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of play around with a style that I've done before or something similar to this in a TN. And I haven't done a lot in TNs lately, so I thought that this would be really fun. So I'm going to use this green paper to put on most of the background. It's wonky, and that's how I wanted it. And I did cut it where the seam is so that I can, if I want, close up the TN. But a lot of these bigger spreads that have more stuff in it, you know, I'm okay with leaving it open. I have a wire basket that I hold TNs in, and so I'll just lay it on the top. I mean, it might get closed at some point when I decide to put something else in it. And that TN is actually from last year, maybe? I don't know. It was when we were doing the TN kits and actually getting TNs in them. So I really like the strawberry paper. Even though these aren't strawberries, I wanted just the colors to kind of peek through. So I'm just going to use it as a small little layer. Yeah. I was having a hard time cutting up. All these papers are so amazing. I usually do not have a problem cutting up my papers. I really don't. I don't have that like blank canvas, you know, freeze where you see the blank pattern paper and you don't know what to do with it. But I'm not sure what I'm doing right now. I wish I told you. I wish I knew. It's like those few seconds where you're not on screen. I'm gonna cut a bit of this and have it kind of hang off the edge. But so I made like lines where I thought it would be, and yeah. So I'm looking through this 6x6 pad that was in the junior kit. It's super cute because it has one canoe too. And that one canoe too is just always so beautiful. Sometimes I have a hard time using it because it's just so beautiful. But this one has a lot of papers that I feel like you can layer and would probably work really well with like cut files and stuff too. But anyway, so I'm thinking more about like what else do I want to use to layer. You know, I'm looking for colors that are similar in my photo, but also that are going to work with those two, the pink and the green. So I'm going to cut off the edges, and I'm going to do this very carefully so I don't cut my actual paper. And so I had that little corner, and then I decided, hey, wouldn't this look really awesome up here at the top? So I wasn't planning on doing that. I was just going to leave the bottom part, but I really like that I did that, and it gives me a place to build an embellishment cluster. You know, sometimes it just works out good that way. I seriously, a lot of times when I do these spreads, I have no idea what I'm gonna how it's going to look. Like, I had an idea in mind, sort of, and hopefully I'll remember to link the spread below where I made that layout. It was a couple of years ago. I did a TN spread, but I used it the other way. So, long ways. I built my cluster. So I am going to use a doily. I cut out that little pear because it's just so cute. And I figure I could use this somewhere. Wasn't sure where I was going to use it. And then it just hits me, what about putting that up at the top? So eventually I'm going to do that. So just kind of trying to figure out how to do some layers without it overtaking, because I really don't want too much pattern because there is still a lot of color. And I love that clip. Isn't it so gorgeous? I have this thing for copper, and I know I'm having different colors, and I think I end up changing it to a different clip. I think I use something else, but I'm gonna get some chipboard to put behind that pear so it pops it up. Now, so some people have a hard time adding dimension to TN notebooks. I get it. You can't really put too many spreads in there if you have them really big and bulky, but I don't really care. I mean, I'm doing it for fun, and if I only get a few spreads in it, I only get a few spreads. If I get a ton and it's popping open, that's fun too. So, I don't know. I try not to overthink it, and I just take it as it comes, and when I feel like it's too big, then I just stop and I move to another one. But, if you don't want dimension in your TN, that is totally fine, because you got to store it, and you got to do what's you, and so you don't, and you just put everything. I mean, that would have worked well, even not popped up, but. So I'm making some banners, some top and bottom, different shades of those colors. I really want that photo to pop out, and it does. I feel like my video is a little bit darker than normal, but it could just be that we've had a lot of cloudy days this June, so go us here in Washington. But yeah. And then I cut this out. I don't want the cactus down at the bottom, so I'm going to find some stuff and layer it in a minute. So it ended up being a really fun spread. This was a really fun one. It didn't take me too long to do. I mean, it obviously took me long enough because this is almost 15 minutes, but for not getting in my room as much, it didn't take me that long. I did it in one sitting, so that says something. So I like that red. It really brings out the red in the cherries, but I am going to cover up the bee. I could have left it, but I just didn't really feel like it went, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because I'm going to try to work on my title. These are really awesome gold thickers, and they're puffy, and they move pretty easily. I did have a hard time moving them a little bit from my photo because it kind of got sticky. I was going to try to put cherries, and I realized, yeah, that's not going to work. So it's just going to say Rainier Cherry. It's definitely not grammatically correct, but hey, sometimes I spell words wrong anyway on layout, so it's all good. I already know that I cannot spell very well, and that grammar is not my forte, so my kids will have a fun time. Hopefully they're not grammar people, and they're like, oh my goodness, my mom made tons of mistakes, and I'm okay with that. And then there's these stickers that are chipboard, and it said sweet, so it just worked really well, and it was fun. And that orangey peachy color went with the cherries, so I thought it worked out really nicely. The colors worked out really well. And in a minute, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to put over top of that bee. Because that bee is just like staring at me. And I feel like it's just not working for me. So I got to figure out what I'm going to put on there. And it takes a minute. But you'll see. Because there's citrus. And I'm like, ooh, that'll work. And then it brings in more yellow. Because it did need more yellow. This layout didn't need more yellow. I mean, there's not that much in there. And I had just a chipboard. So here, this lemon, or I don't know. Is it an orange or lemon? I'm not really sure. But there's the other citrusy slice. And it's red. And so it really goes well. And then I'm going to get the One Canoe 2 like little stickers, and I'm going to use those on here too. If I don't have enough stuff already. I just thought that green kind of it tied in the green from the other places. And then I found the Sun-Kissed, and I really like it. It really didn't need to be on there, but you know, I'm just adding a lot now. I just got, happy with adding stuff. Plus, if you've ever had Rainier cherries, you know they are super sweet and yummy, and they just taste like the sun kissed them. So it was perfect. And yes, I know I have tons of metallic on here, and they're not all quite the same, but I'm okay with that. So I think it worked well. I did have to glue these on because they're the chipboard ones and they don't stick worth crap. That's the one thing. And actually, a lot of these ones came off of, like the sticky part actually came off on the packaging. I don't know what is their deal with that. I know I've heard Chamel say that she's mentioned it to them, but I think that, I don't know. I guess that's not a big thing. We had this ticket. It wasn't one of the pieces in there, so I added it to the top and the bottom. Here's that other sticker, and I'm just about done. So I'm going to let you guys go and definitely head over to the Clique Kits store. I believe that there's still some kits left to purchase, so definitely get over there, get some kits, get some fun stuff before you can't get it anymore, because and if you want to purchase some add-ons, use my code Hannah15 and you can get 15% off. So I will see you guys later. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will have another video for you later this week. Bye.